And the time is now 12:36 p.m. And joining me on Short Talk today, we have a representative from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and she's going to be discussing the upcoming Clean the Bay Day. So, Karen?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Very much appreciate you being here on this somewhat, it's not the prettiest day. You and I were just talking about it. But Karen Jacklich is the assistant with the Chesapeake Bay Clean the Bay Day with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and she's calling in today from their headquarters over on the Western Shore. So appreciate you being with us.
So you're right.
Sorry to
the
interrupt.
weather's. Oh, that's okay. The weather's been kind of gloomy by us as well, but I'd rather have the weather be gloomy now because on June 2nd, we want all of our volunteers to have a great day of sunshine while they're out there picking up litter on Clean the Bay Day.
There you go. So tell us, what is Clean the Bay Day?
Clean the Bay Day is Chesapeake Bay Foundation's annual effort to clean up the Chesapeake Bay watershed in the state of Virginia. The morning of Clean the Bay Day, volunteers will go out along shoreline, streams, and in their waterways and remove litter. Typically, they're out there just a little bit before 9 a.m. and stick around until noon removing litter.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier about you're hoping the weather's going to be nice for all the volunteers you'll have. So it is a very large volunteer operation, one of the largest in Virginia. So can you talk a little bit maybe about how all this got going?
Sure. Actually, we had a great opportunity this year to get some of our founders together and share their story. And so what happened is 30 years ago, one of the founders was out boating in the Chesapeake Bay, and he noticed he was getting a lot of fishing line and ice bags that were jamming up the mechanics of his boat. Among some of his friends, there were other people that were having similar issues, attending beach parties and such and finding litter at the beach when they're trying to have a good time with their families. So this gentleman and his friends, they got together and started talking about some of the environmental problems with the beaches, and they decided that they would start a cleanup. They fully intended that it was just going to be a small cleanup in their area, but they hoped that they would have some impact. And before they knew it, so the first Clean the Bay Day, they had over 1,000 volunteers. And then within the second year, they had 2,000 volunteers, and they realized that they had to keep going. At some point in the year 2000, they decided that it was too big for them to handle anymore, and that's when they turned Clean the Bay Day over to the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Since then, our numbers have been growing. Typically, we have about 6,000 plus volunteers every year. And we have volunteers from everywhere from Norfolk and Hampton to the Eastern Shore, Exmoor, Cape Charles, and this year we even recruited the city of Lexington to help out.
Oh, great. Wow. So, what makes it such a unique event?
I would have to say that the volunteers and our partners are the people that make this such a great event. Some of our partners are municipalities, and they help to do some of the organizational things behind Clean the Bay Day. We have some partners that host 800 to 1,000 volunteers in their city alone. And seeing the volunteers out there on the day of, it's amazing. You can have grandparents out there helping with their grandkids. We've got scout groups. We've got church groups. So it really is the people, the volunteers that are out there helping that make it amazing.
Excellent. So where are the cleanup sites on the shore, and who are the people that are helping y'all out?
So on the Eastern Shore, we do have Tip to Peak State Park and the Oyster Farm Arena in Cape Charles, Morley's Wharf in Exmoor, Anancock, and Tangier on board, the town of Wachapreague, and we have the Nature Conservancy's location in Oyster. And we also do have a pretty special partner out there, VDAX, who helps us to organize meeting space and helps us with promo out there as well.
Oh, that's great. So why is there a litter problem in the Chesapeake Bay? I think most people might have an inkling to the answer to that question. And obviously, I think we do know how it helps, but, how does it help?
Well, having events like Clean the Bay Day, the Chesapeake Bay is an amazing treasure for all of us. It provides recreational opportunities and livelihood for so many people in the area. In addition, the bay is home to thousands of species that work together to maintain balance within the bay. But what some people don't know, or they might forget, is that the Chesapeake Bay watershed reaches into 6 states. So litter is just what we see, and litter, as well as some of the chemicals and hazards that come with litter, can actually move from one place to another. So you might, in fact, have litter that's in the western part of the state that can somehow make its way to the bay as well.
Great, yeah.
I like to call the things that we don't see no-see-ums. And Clean the Bay Day is an opportunity to get a conversation going about that it's not just the litter, the visible litter that we see, but there are other things that are impacting the bay in a negative way. Fertilizers and illegal dumping of hazardous waste. And like I said, those things can make it to the bay as well. So when the people are out there removing litter, it's a great opportunity to remind them, well, you know, these things that we see also come with no-see-ums, and those are the things that we definitely need to pay some attention to.
Well, we certainly hate no-see-ums, but when I hear that word, I think of the sort of like a gnat. But you know, these types of no-see-ums certainly are not good for our Chesapeake Bay and our surrounding marshes and creeks either. So certainly, you know, sounds like a great idea. How can people sign up if they'd like to help with Clean the Bay Day?
Well, if you want to sign up for Clean the Bay Day, the best thing to do is to go to our website. It's cbf.org/clean, and you'll find a listing of all of the possible sites that you can sign up for. On the eastern shore, like I said, there's Kiptopeke, there's Anancock, there's Tangier out there as well, and the Nature Conservancy has a site. So find the location that you're interested in attending, and then just go ahead and fill out the online registration form. If you want to call us, you can call 800-SAVE-BAY, and we can get you a list of those sites as well. So.
Okay. What are some of the other ways that someone can get involved with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation if they cannot show up coming up on Clean the Bay Day?
Sure. Chesapeake Bay Foundation offers so many different educational and action opportunities. We have the Clean Water Captains Program, the Voices Program. Most recently, we're offering student leadership opportunities out of the Brock Environmental Center in Virginia Beach. And as you probably know, we also have a very successful oyster gardening program. In fact, on June 5th, there's an oyster gardening seminar in Wachapreek.
Oh, okay.
The best way for you to stay in the know about what CBF is doing is to check our website periodically, cbf.org, or follow us on Facebook.
So what is somebody who's either volunteering or perhaps just driving by, whether it's in a car or in a boat, what are they going to see going on Clean the Bay Day?
I'm glad you asked that, because there are people that won't know beforehand that they want to participate, and they might drive by a location where there's a cleanup, and they might wonder what's going on. So it is best if you do your registration online prior to June 2nd, but if you are one of those people that just drives by and sees a group of people picking up litter, please stop and ask, is this a Clean the Bay Day location, and join them. We do have many walk-up locations that will be listed on our website after our online registration is over. What people can expect that day is we ask that our volunteers show up a little bit before 9 o'clock so they can get their safety brief and all of their supplies to them. Some of our locations pass out gloves and litter grabbers. Some locations even offer boats for people that don't have their own, but online registration is definitely suggested for that. But they will get a safety brief. They'll just be reminded of any of the special things about that particular site. Then they'll be assigned an area at that location and be asked to go along their way and remove litter. And then that day they'll report to their zone captain and let their zone captain know what types of litter they removed. We'll ask for a rough estimate of pounds that they collected, and just give us an idea of maybe some of the odd things they found.
Okay. Karen, what else is there to say about Clean the Bay Day?
Well, I do want to say, I mentioned that Kiptopeke is one of our locations, and I did want to mention that we actually have 22 state parks involved in Clean the Bay Day on June 2nd. And they offer to their volunteers, they offer free parking and entrance into the park for the day. So if you do participate at a state park, you can expect to spend the day there if you'd like. Go ahead and participate in Clean the Bay Day and then have a little picnic with your family. I'd also like to take this opportunity to, again, thank VDAX for helping us out with promo and meeting space on the Eastern Shore, and also all of our sponsors and donors for this year. We've got REI is on board, the Port of Virginia, River Network, Anheuser-Busch, Northrop Grumman, CSX, McCleskey and Associates, Allegra Printing, and Old Point National Bank. And I would also like to thank the governor personally for extending his invitation to all state employees to come join us this year. That's very special to us.
That's great. Certainly need a lot of hands to make this such a successful event. Karen, go ahead and give the particulars one more time, if you would, please, on when Clean the Bay Day is and how people can get more information.
Clean the Bay Day is Saturday, June 2nd this year from 9 a.m. to noon. If you'd like to register or get more information, please go to cbf.org/clean or call 800-SAVE-BAY.
All right, that's Karen Jacklich, the Clean the Bay Day assistant with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. We appreciate you stopping in with us this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.